The narrow Bab el-Mandeb Straits are one of the most critical choke points for global trade, where vessels carrying 12% of the world's cargo must pass between the Horn of Africa and the Middle East. This vital waterway has now become the unlikely epicenter of escalating regional tensions that threaten to severely disrupt international shipping and energy markets. Recent months have seen a series of attacks in the Red Sea attributed to Houthi rebels in Yemen. Their targets appear to be commercial vessels. The Houthis claim to be attacking shipping in solidarity with Palestinians. Major shipping giants like Maersk have already faced assaults on contracted ships passing through the area. The impacts of these incidents reveal the intricate interconnections of global geopolitics and commerce. The attacks have led firms to avoid the region, rerouting vessels around the southern tip of Africa, a vastly more expensive route that strains shipping capacity. Energy trade has also been affected, with reports of oil tankers holding back from the Red Sea until security improves. The economic risks of bottlenecks in global shipping are substantial, creating pressures that reverberate across industries and fuel wider inflationary waves. But beyond trade itself, these disruptions also highlight much deeper regional fault lines with global consequences. The backdrop of complex regional tensions. At its core, the issues pertain to Yemen's complicated civil war in which the Saudi-led coalition has fought against the Houthi rebels since 2014. The Houthis have received backing from Iran, Saudi Arabia's fierce regional rival. Control over the crucial port city of Haditha gives the group pivotal leverage for both finance and power. Despite Saudi aerial bombardment, the Houthis have largely held firm on the ground. UN-brokered peace talks have stalled as both sides face accusations of ceasefire violations and refusal to compromise. Moreover, the stalemate in Yemen is intricately tied up with other regional quagmires, above all the Israel-Gaza crisis that has fueled the latest flashpoint over Red Sea shipping. The Houthis have dramatically stepped up assaults on vessels bound for Saudi and UAE ports over recent months, explicitly justifying these attacks as retaliation for Israel's treatment of Palestinians. Such moves align with Iran's longtime strategy of asymmetric warfare against rivals by arming regional proxies. They also build the Houthis' credentials as defenders of Arab causes even as their rebellion has sparked immense suffering in Yemen. From regional dynamics to global impact. The Red Sea attacks have provoked military mobilization from global players, with potentially grave implications. The U.S. recently coordinated a multinational task force, Operation Prosperity Guardian, to escort commercial ships through the Red Sea. This has prompted parallel plans from Russia and China, who both have much at stake in terms of Africa and Mideast ties. Iran also notably dispatched a destroyer to the Red Sea shortly after the U.S. operation was announced. While Tehran denies directly aiding Houthi operations, there are clear lines of alignment vis-à-vis Israel and the West. The UK similarly warned of its readiness to take military action to keep Red Sea lanes open. Rhetorical threats have also flown regarding direct strikes on Houthi bases. Many warn against further militarization that could ensnare more external actors in Yemen's war. Greater naval firepower concentrated in the area risks dangerous skirmishes erupting through accident or small provocations. This could severely compound humanitarian misery for Yemenis if infrastructure damage shuts aid channels. Broader global perils. Moreover, clashes disrupting Red Sea oil and gas flows would rattle commodity markets and impact industries worldwide at a time of deepening economic strain. Insecurity and higher shipping costs around the Bab el-Mandeb choke point also hampers trade integration ambitions between Asian and European countries eyeing developing East Africa markets. In essence, the butterfly effect magnifies risks from this regional flashpoint given the gravity of surrounding political and economic interests. The situation spotlights the unintended consequences that can arise when local conflicts fester without resolution. It underscores the need for de-escalation and renewed peace efforts before tensions are further inflamed by global posturing and ambitions. The Red Sea clashes should highlight that cooperative security must be as much of a priority as combative strength in navigating such hotspots. Any major power escalation would only make the Yemen quagmire far harder to resolve. It would also expose the fragile interconnections of the modern world, where conflict reverberations spread rapidly across oceans. The international community has the complex task of separating Yemen's civil war from the wider geo-economic stakes in play around the Red Sea arena. While global trade lanes must be protected, narrow security mandates could quickly face missions creep into the morass of regional rivalries behind Yemen's intractable war. The risk of tensions spiraling into great power showdowns otherwise grows as the Houthis nimbly exploit events beyond Yemen's borders for their own ends. With no easy answers, the Red Sea remains poised as both vital junction and powder keg for channeling or combusting global tensions. The world ignores Yemen's suffering at its own peril, as impacts strain vital circulatory systems of international relations and commerce. It is time for an urgent rethink on securing regional peace as the first step to wider stability.